So how the board members interact with each other, what is their scheme? So based on this only we can tell about the viability of the particular organization. The same exists in ecosystem, in nature even. What is the type of interaction? Which type of interaction is dominating? Based on these stuffs only, we can expect a particular ecosystem, right? So this image, we can see it as a simple image, but this particular ecosystem, a grassland ecosystem, it might have took lot many years to get this association between these organizations. So these organisms are assured with food availability. So I can tell this ecosystem can be viable if there is a good food web, right, sir? That we know what is a food web and food chain. If there is a food web, obviously this ecosystem will last longer because there will be more of alternative food sources. If one organism is lost, there will be some alternative food for the organisms, right, sir? Just for a say, I'm telling this. And coming to biome, we told that climate is a determining factor. Based on this, we discussed about various specific features about individual biomes, right, sir? So 24/7 rainfall in grassland, in a temperate tropical rainforest zone, 24/7 rainfall and higher biodiversity. If I'm moving higher, the biodiversity will be lower, right, sir? These inferences we derived, and especially we discussed about deciduous forests, why they are shedding their leaves. Okay, I didn't answer this thing, sir. Yesterday I was while discussing this stuff about the deciduous forests, why they are shedding their leaves, we skipped to some other topic. But you can see, sir, in adjacent area there is green canopy. Over a period of time, say within some 15 days or 20 days, this particular tree is also going to get converted into some other coloration. This is because when the summer is there, when there is prolonged summer, so temperate deciduous forest. Deciduous is the feature of this particular forest, this particular biome. Here, I can't witness summer for a prolonged time period, sir. Summer will be present for a particular time period. After that, the climate will get shifted to winter season. In winter season means obviously there is limited sunlight. When limited sunlight is there, this tree can't keep pace in maintaining its overall canopy, right, sir? Because if it has to maintain its green canopy, it needs sunlight for photosynthesis. Due to lack of availability of sunlight, they start shedding their leaves, right, sir? So here it is not a case. That's why it is evergreen forest. Just after this tropical area, that is equatorial. This is not equatorial. This is equatorial. In this area, sunlight is abundant. So there is no chance, no condition at any point of time throughout its lifespan to shed its leaf, because sunlight is there, photosynthesis will be happening, lavish growth of tree species. Even this figure is not the exact figure. The tree will cover a larger area, sir, canopy. The upper part of the tree will cover a larger area. That's why sometimes even sunlight can't even penetrate this area. The entire interior of this forest will be dark. Okay, sir. One more thing, even rays of sunlight will be penetrating here, right, sir? So I can't expect a complete cover using this tree canopy. That is over the overgrowth of the trees. The leaf will not cover entirely. So there may be chance some rays of sunlight may penetrate inside through the forest cover. So this sunlight will fall and reach the earth's surface, the soil area. This sunlight is also not left unutilized. Some plants will be there to utilize even this limited availability of sunlight. Here comes something called as epiphytes. So epiphyte is a feature of this. Someone is laughing, sir. Epiphytes, right? So epiphytes are climbers. So sunlight is very limited. Using the sunlight, some plants will start raising, will start growing as epiphyte, that is climbers. They can't stand alone by its own sense, right, sir? It is not that much bigger. It needs some mechanical support to climb over the canopy, and even they cover the top area. So epiphyte, they are not parasites. This is a question you have to derive, sir. Epiphytes, they are not parasites. They are photosynthetic, but they are climbers. So this epiphyte is a typical feature of tropical rainforest. Climbers, right? Sir, is it clear, sir, what I'm speaking? Am I moving faster? Yes.
No, sir, it's clear, sir.
Yeah. These steps we discussed, sir. Biodiversity is higher in food web. Biodiversity is limited in food chain. Stability is higher. Stability is lower in food chain. Then what else, sir? Then about the ecosystem, terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem, and ecotone we discussed. Then we shifted to how to calculate the energy level using pyramids, bringing the energy level in pictorial form, in a diagrammatic form, that is called as pyramids. Okay, so we started pyramid of numbers. Here each and every organism present in various trophic level has to be calculated, has to be enumerated. It is a tiresome process. And even say some students from colleges, they will be assigned this job. So for enumeration of number of the organism, so they will do in a random basis and we will get a wrong figure. So I can't tell at any point of time pyramid of number method of calculation will give a good result. And again, coming to the subject, it is getting inverted. The same formula, same methodology when applying from pyramid of grassland, it is upright. For pyramid of numbers, it is getting inverted. It is not more plausible method. Same thing happens for biomass. In biomass case, aquatic ecosystem gets inverted, whereas energy, it suits law of thermodynamics. Okay, it is universal. This is called as 10% law. I told one criteria has to be kept in mind while pyramid, that is always the producer should be given the base place. They will occupy the base. Okay, whether the size or the volume of the producer, it doesn't matter here. Okay, producer should be given always this base place because they are the fundamental food supplier for our rest of the organisms in other trophic levels. So say if it is producing 100%, from this 100%, after its utility, for its own metabolism, for its own maintenance, only 10% will be transmitted, will be available for the next trophic level. Likewise, it keeps on decreasing. Right, sir? So in this manner, always for any ecosystem, pyramid of energy will be upright, and we are following this stuff, sir. And succession, that is the final step of functions of ecosystem. So ecosystem means it is interaction of organism. At last, I will get this figure, sir. This particular thing I will get derived, say, a forest ecosystem. Previously, this land was empty, sir. I'm stretching here. This is the beginning. This area was a barren land, empty land. Not even some seed propagules were there. Okay, sir. Actually, the weathering process was at the inception. It was with smaller rocks. It takes million of years for the rocks to get disintegrated and decomposed. Now soil has been formed. It is towards the march of soil formation. By the same time, in some other place, some ecosystem might have developed. So birds, they start bringing the seeds. Okay, while migrating, they will drop through their droppings. They may add some seed propagules. Okay, sir. By wind action, by hydrophily, when there is excessive flood from some other adjacent area to this new area, some seed propagules might have been transported through wind action. Anemophily, hydrophily, through water action. What is phily, sir? What is the meaning of phily? Can someone text me what is phily? What is phily? Hydro means we know that it is water. Then what is phily? We have various separation, that if it is water propagation, it is hydrophily, and wind propagation is anemophily, I'm asking the etymology, the meaning for phyli. Anemophily, it is nothing but transfer of seed propagules or anything, any material through this wind as an agent. It is called as anemophily. So wind as an agent, sir. These are repeated questions, sir, in objective type in competitive exams. Wind as an agent, water as an agent, hydrophily. I am asking what is the literal meaning of phily. I can give a clue, sir. The opposite, the antonyms for phily is phobia. Now tell me what is phily, sir? Phobia. What is phobia, sir? There are various kinds of phobia. Hydrophobia, fear, right, Sneha? Fear. Phobia means it is fear. Then what should be phily? Love. That's all. Thank you, Pankaj. So when phily, wind as an agent, hydrophily, water as an agent, and one more thing is there, when animal as an agent. We people, when now we are wearing chappals, sir. Previously we won't wear chappals. Animals, they will start carrying this seed propagules getting attached to their skin, right, sir? We too will transfer getting attached to the with our skin. This is called as zoophily. So why I'm telling this is, these are some of the medium, some of the mode through which, what, sir, in a new area, in a barren land, a propagule may reach, sir. So see, I stretched this area, empty land. Now seed propagules out of these three, any of these agent, these seeds might have reached here. Okay, when there is a favorable condition, they start emerging, sir. So you see the initial stage, sir. Some annual plants. Okay, annual plants, it will grow only for 1 year, sir. After that, it will, its lifespan will be over. Okay, it will spread its seeds and again it will die. So this will be occupied, this area might have been occupied at the initial stage by annuals only. Later on, they will get shifted to perennials, which can live for many number of years. Perennial plants and grasses, they will start dominating. So this entire area, this grasses will dominate even the annuals. So now I can find annuals here and there, but the ecosystem might be dominated by perennials, right, sir? Likewise, there is a sequential precedence in development of further plant species or vegetation, right? At last, after the interaction, I will get a climax community, the final community. This particular area where the journey of succession is starting, it is called as pioneer, right, sir? Pioneer, that is means who's kick-starting that one, who is at the forefront, who is first to start. So whatever species which took part in the inception, they are called as pioneer species in this succession. Okay, succession is nothing but sequential replacement of one organism by another organism, sir. So this is sequential replacement. This organism is being replaced by that. And I can't tell that it is completely eradicated. It is completely getting vanished. I can't tell like that for sure, right, sir? Sometimes some annuals will be present here and there along with these perennials. Okay, it means that this fellow has dominated this fellow, that's all. I can't tell it is completely vanished. Whatever points I'm telling, you will get some statements, sir. So here comes something called as Siri. Okay, these are some concepts in succession. These are the areas through which they can ask questions, even in prelims as well as in mains. So Siri, so I told various succession is nothing but sequential process of replacement of one organism by another organism. Pioneer is the first one. So some other organism is replacing it, may replacing. So completely one thing may be vanished or else some parts will be present. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether organisms are present or not in the final stage, but whatever organism which took part in the succession from the first stage, which was part of the succession, everything is called as a Siri. Note it down. Have it in your mind. whether it is present in the last stage, climax stage, it doesn't matter for me, sir. If it is a part of this succession, then it is called as Siri. Whatever organism which took part. Okay, that is one particular ideology about Siri. And one more thing is there about Siri. The intermediate stage is also called as serial stage. Okay, sir. So the first stage I can tell is pioneer stage. The final stage, that is the third stage, I can tell it is nothing but climax stage. Climax. And whatever stages which is between this pioneer and the climax, it is called as serial stage. So that's why it is called as intermediate stage, sir. So it is between this pioneer and climax. So it is serial stage. Right? So this is primary succession, sir. So the condition, the point here you have to remember is primary succession starts in an empty land, or barren land. The land should be empty. Then only I can call it as primary succession, right? And sometimes after forming this climax community, out of some forest fire, out of some diseases, out of some earthquake, various climatic vagaries are there, various disaster things are there. Out of this disastrous factor, if this entire climax community or this entire area is lost, now again the land will become barren without the forest cover. That happened in Australia, right, sir? That happened in Colombia, out of forest fire, right? That happened in Australia. So whatever organism, the animals present here, they were burnt alive. They got burnt alive. The trees and the entire thing came into ashes, right, sir? So under this condition, again, the forest will re-emerge. And again, the ecosystem will re-emerge. Now, in the same manner, it will proceed, but the phase will be faster or slower, sir, compared to primary succession. This is point. Whether the secondary phase will be faster than the primary phase or it will be slower than the primary phase. Faster. This understanding is important, sir. Why it is faster, sir? Why it will be faster? Why it will be faster, sir? Any idea why it will be faster? Weathering isn't necessary here. Very super, very nice answer, Pankaj. Weathering is not needed because already a platform has been created, right, sir? So their soil is prepared. Well said, Pankaj. Soil is prepared. Actually, for the soil getting prepared only for weathering process, it takes million and million of years. Now at least we have a well-developed soil. That's nice one. And one more thing, we can't think in this angle. Whenever there is a forest fire, right, sir? So say before forest fire even itself, when there is a flood in the forest, I am not speaking about the disaster now. A climax committee has been formed. There is some flooded condition. When flooded condition is there, some plants will be uprooted. Can I say at least annuals and shrubs will be uprooted? So when it is getting uprooted, it will be washed off by the flooded water. When it is getting washed off and dashed with the soil, it has to shed its vegetative propagules. It has to shed its reproductive propagules. That is, it will be shedding its seeds. The seeds will get buried inside the soil based on the intensity of the flooding. Are you getting me what I'm speaking, sir? So when there is an excessive flood, it will wash off the entire plants. When the plant is being washed off, the entire plant itself will get buried inside the soil deep. So along with the seed propagules, it will get buried. Now, after some time, if there is a forest fire now, the entire forest will be vanished. But due to the heat produced by the forest fire, the heat will be persist in the soil even. Now the soil itself will be a kind of burning condition. So whatever seed propagules present here, which is buried deeply inside the soil, they even will feel the burning sensation, right, sir? A scorching effect, a burning effect. Due to this action, the seeds will re-emerge, sir. We imagine in a normal thing that whenever there is a forest fire, the seed propagule present here, buried here, will be lost, will not be viable. But fire is an inducing factor for the propagules to re-emerge very faster. And again, you answered nicely that there is no need of soil preparation. Again, the seed propagules in case of pioneer succession, they came from outside. Whereas here, the seed propagules are buried inside, or else simply if river water is there, it may bring some other propagules. That is the reason that it will re-emerge very faster. The secondary succession will emerge faster in comparison with primary succession. Understand, sir? So these are the things about succession. There is primary succession and secondary succession. Secondary succession is faster comparatively because a platform is formed, seed propagules buried inside. Whenever conducive environment, they will re-emerge. These are the things, sir. And pioneer species, intermediate stage is called a chiral stage. Here, whether the organism which took part in succession is present or not at the climax, that doesn't matter to us. If they are participant, they are part of succession. That's all. And finally, one more succession is there, sir. This succession I can see by my naked eyes. So see, I have a land in my area and agricultural land. I'm doing agriculture in that area. Okay. So for particular time period after harvesting paddy, I left that land without toiling. I'm not doing plowing. Okay, sir. I left it fallow. Fallow means without doing agriculture, leaving the land in an empty manner. So I left that soil, particular land for prolonged time periods, let's say for 5 or 10 years. After 10 years, I can find some forest growth in that area. Understand, sir? So these development, these succession, a man can witness. This is what the normal succession we are speaking about. But unknowingly, without our knowledge, one more succession is taking place. We can't witness it, but it is very, very, very important. We think that this succession is very important. I can tell this succession, what you are seeing in the image, it is a production succession. These things books will not tell, sir. You have to understand. It is productivity. This is nothing but biomass. Yesterday we told about biomass. What is biomass, sir? And this is also biomass, sir. The entire weight, it is biomass, right? So what is a biomass, sir? Even in a pyramid of biomass we have seen. Then what is a biomass? What is a biomass, sir? Someone said dry weight of any organic being. Very good, very good. Okay. So the entire weight, sir. So that's why our body is called as biomass index, right, sir? BMI. Check your BMI. Biomass index. It means the total weight of my body only in proportion. Actually speaking, we will check it out in proportion. What is our weight to my weight? What should be these ratios? Will figure it out, sir, while calculating the BMI index. Okay, whether it is overweight to my height, I will calculate my BMI based on my height. If I'm height to a particular centimeter, my weight should be equivalent in a particular manner. If it is disproportionate, I will be obese, right, sir? But these fellows are biomass. It means the entire plant, dry matter, the water products it's produce, everything is biomass, sir. Understand? So this succession, ecological succession, generally speaking, we are speaking about production succession. Even if it is a grass, I can weight the grass. Okay. If it is a mango tree, I can calculate the entire weight of the mango and whatever mango, the fruits it is being produced, everything I can calculate, I can quantify, sir. That's why it is production succession. Okay. Which is an inducing factor for production succession, sir? Which is the prerequisite for production succession to take place? Any idea? Any prerequisite for production succession to take place? Anyone, sir? Shall I proceed, sir? Water, right? That is one of the prerequisite. Can I tell the primary thing is sunlight? Okay, I can tell sunlight because without photosynthesis, I can't think about what you call this, sir. I can't think about production action by vegetation. Taba, thank you, Taba. It is sunlight, right? So I told one more succession we can't witness. We are not seeing. It is not production succession. It is decomposition succession. Decomposition. By the same manner production is taking place. This is philosophy of life, sir. If production is there, decomposition should be there. If life is there, obviously there should be death. We all are mortals, right, sir? Birth and death, happiness and sorrow, positive and negative. Everything, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. If production is there, obviously there should be decomposition. Who will take off this decomposition, sir? Microorganisms will be taking place, will be taking care of this decomposition. So say I told this annual plants is there, by completing its life cycle for 1 year, they will die. They will reach as a litter material. They will reach the soil. They are not rooted. Now after a time period, it has to be what, sir? The minerals present in the plants has to be taken again by the soil to provide to some other plants. Nutrient recycling, right, sir? Who is doing this bigger business, sir? Microbes are doing, especially bacteria are doing this activity, sir. Microbes are doing this decomposition action. So here comes one decomposition that is called as microbial decomposition. This is called as cerule. Cerule. This is called as very, very important, sir. This is called as cerule. So cerule succession is nothing but microbial succession, which is enabling the outstanding action of decomposition. That's why there is no garbage left out in its surface. Whatever wastages you add in the soil, after the dead content of plant and animal, everything is being decomposed by this unicellular microbiome. Now we can tell what is the importance of evolution. Now I can tell what is the importance of Munira. I can't simply neglect that Munira, they are the Kickstarter and their role is not needed now. They are really needed. So see, sir, even in a hale and healthy man, starting from our mouth until our anus, we have lakhs, millions of microorganisms inside this gut, sir. Okay, sir. Starting from the mouth till the end point, we have millions and millions of microbes. If I want to enumerate what are the microbes present in my body, in our body, our lifespan will not be sufficient to do culture, to test it. Okay. So this you can take and pass as a single statement, or you can even think it off. If you think it off too much about this particular statement, what I'm making now, that is our body, that is in the alimentary canal, it is filled with millions of microbes, n number of microbes. If you answer upon this statement, if you start think upon this statement, then you will get answer for corona. Then you will get answer for diseases. Understand, sir? So microbes, they are very, very needed for our very existence. So now what we are doing in a foolish manner now, if any microbes is getting, if I'm getting tested that it is a microbial infection, I'm getting some viral infection, I got some throat infection, without any discussion, we go for taking some pills, that is antibiotic. So what happens, sir? My kind advice, don't take antibiotics unnecessarily. For anything, sir, for a small cough, people are taking antibiotics, sir. For smaller headache, they are taking antibiotic. So what is antibiotic, sir? Can someone, what is an antibiotic? So tablets, what we are taking, antibiotic tablets. What is antibiotics? So what is an antibiotic, sir? Sir, if you won't tell, I won't proceed, sir. It works as antifungal infection, antibacterial medicine that fights bacteria, right? So this is the clarity what we have. This is the clarity what the society tells to us about antibiotic. Okay, it fights against a specific bacteria. It fights against a specific fungal infection. It fights against a specific viral infection. But whatever antibiotic tablet if you take, the name itself tells that. That's why I'm telling that clearly give importance for etymology. Antibiotic. What is biotic, sir? What is biotic, sir? Biotic and abiotic factors. Then what is biotic? Someone text me, sir, what is biotic, sir? Living, that's all. Antibiotic fungus. If it is antibiotic, what the meaning? It kills the living things present. If you take that tablet, if you take that particular antibiotic pill, from here up to its extent, what is the intensity of the antibiotic? Based on its dosage of the pill, it will kill that microorganism which you are traveling still from your birth, which is primarily required for you to prevent against diseases, to keep you hale and healthy. Those microorganisms will be killed by this antibiotic. It kills, it is not specific to a particular thing, sir. You are telling, you are giving an answer that it is antifungal, antiviral like that, but the name is very general. Antibiotic. It doesn't matter whether it is a beneficial microbe which is present in your intestine, okay, sir, or it is harmful. It doesn't know to differentiate. Irrespective of these things, they will kill the entire gut flora. That is called as gut flora. Gut, your intestinal gut flora, whatever microbes present is, that is called as gut flora, intestinal gut flora. So most of the microbes are beneficial, and these are very, very required, sir. They are very, very needed for our very survival, for our very existence. So starting from the mouth, in intestine, in the stomach, okay, esophagus. So there are millions of microbes. We doesn't know what is the beneficial role they do. Okay, sir. So now the antibiotic will kill this and will feel weak. Understand, sir? So this, now coming to succession, microbial decomposition. That microbial decomposition is taking place in our body even. They are doing some decomposition. They are removing some unwanted toxins. Understand, sir? Unwanted toxins are being removed by these fellows, microbes. So in the same manner, in earth, to decompose these stuffs, maybe litter material or else carcass, that is the left out of the animal bodies, everything will be decomposed by this serral type of succession. It starts with bacteria, serral succession. Understand, sir? This is about succession. Anything else? Any doubts in this succession, sir? Do you have any doubts in this succession? Shall we proceed, sir? Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir, proceed.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thanks. So these things even we have discussed, sir. Since it's a slide I'm showing you again, I might have made some rough figure in the board, right? So what is the meaning of this word littoral, which is present in the edges of the coast, the coastal area? Okay, this is the entire aquatic ecosystem, but which is nearby the terrestrial area, we will call it as littoral zone. It is a common word. It doesn't means, or it is not in parlance with whether it is saline water, whether it is ocean or sea or anything. Wherever you are finding some transitional area, that is called as littoral area. So even littoral lake. Okay, sir. So littoral zone, that is the zone adjacent in transition with the terrestrial area, at the edges, at the margins. So coming to here, classification of aquatic organism, we have said. Have we completed these steps in classes? Did we completed the type of organism, aquatic organisms? Sir, kindly say yes or no, sir. Have we completed this aquatic organisms? Yes, classification. Then fine, sir. Then it take 2 minutes, right? But I will classify it. Okay, this is the first one. Yes, Neha. First one, then second one, third one. This is the fourth one, and this is finally fifth one. This is the aquatic organism classification. We told based on the area where it is living, we can classify the organism. So Newton, they are organism which are present between air-water interface. This is the key word. They are not completely present in water. If it is completely means it should be suspended. It is not suspended here. It is present in the air and water interface. Here we have atmospheric air. So these organisms are facing the atmospheric air even. Floating organisms, these are called as Newton organism. Periphyton, phyton, study of plant is called as phytology, right? Phycology is nothing but study of algae. Yesterday we discussed phycology, whereas here it is phytochemicals, plant chemicals, chemical synthesis by plants. Okay, this is phyto. So peri means at the periphery, sir. So here you can find some submerged aquatic plant species. At its periphery, some organisms will be clinging. They will be getting attached with this submerged plant species. They are called as periphyton. This is nothing but zoomed view of this organisms, which is growing attached to this submerged plant. Understand, sir? So whatever words I uttered, you will get statement like this. Periphytons are associated with submerged plants. Okay. Whereas next one, this is actually even this can be made as third one. Zooplankton and phytoplankton. Who are the producers? Phytoplankton, they are the producer. Plant-like algae, and these are animal-like algae. So phytoplankton, they are the producers, they are the hero, they are the designer of this ecosystem. They are suspended to a particular limit, right, sir? Here you can see algae up to a limit. Up to which limit algae will grow, sir, generally? Up to which limit algae will grow generally? Can someone text, sir? Sir, I think we have discussed in classes. Yeah, photic zone, Taba, thank you, right? Up to which sunlight penetrates, that is the limit up to which zone of production is confined, right? So these zooplanktons and phytoplanktons are confined to this area. And fourth one, nekton, they are the free swimmers. They can swim to any place out of its will and return back to their place. They are free swimmers. And benthos, that is the lowermost area. And see here, benthos organisms, they are decomposers. So after the lifespan of this fish is over, when the algae will starts dying, when the plants or the litter materials fall reaches here, that is at the lowermost area, the decomposition is needed. If decomposition is not taking place, what will be the fate of this aquatic ecosystem, sir? Say decomposition is not taking place. Then what will happen? Any idea, sir? So that's what I told at the even in succession. Whenever there is production, obviously there should be decomposition. Both has to go hand in hand. I'm asking a question. If decomposition is limited here or no decomposition is taking place, what would be the fate of this aquatic ecosystem? Eutrophication. Okay. Anaerobic. Fine. Then anything else, sir? What will be the fate, sir? What will be happening? Whether the water will be potable if decomposition is not taking place. I need some words, sir. Increase of BOD. Some other relevant answers. Yeah, whatever you have given, Taba, John, Pankaj, everything is right answer only. But I am asking some other words. whether the water will be potable. Potable means, can I drink that water from this lake now? No. Why not, Pankaj? Why should not I drink? Yeah, I will not drink it. I will not drink it. I'm asking, why should not I drink? Previously, I was drinking water. I was gathering water from this pond. I'm utilizing this. Now I couldn't drink. As you opened, I will not drink. Why I should not drink? So I told, ask what it is, how it is happening, and why it is happening. You have given answers for what? Why I should not drink? Sir, we have suggested that you should not drink it. It is up to you to drink it or not, sir. Are you answering like this, guys? Fine, Taba. Toxin producers, right? Not potent as it is, no soluble oxygen, presence of microbes. Okay, don't think too much, sir. Okay, the answer is right, right? Toxins. This is understanding. Previously, so see, if this lake is present in my village, I imagine this pond is present in my village. If it is a viable ecosystem, if production is taking place and decomposition is taking place, when I'm telling this particular aquatic ecosystem is viable, say some cattle will come and take rest in this area, they will drink water. They will play in this area. They will walk up to this zone, right, sir? Since it is a shallow zone, if you see buffaloes, they will go and play and they will take rest from morning to evening in this area. So that is the reason that they are called as water buffalo. In Rajasthan, you can find water buffaloes, right, sir? They will be resting in Paspalam districtum grasses in a waterlogged condition. So cattle are there. The villagers are using this water. It is used for irrigation even. Sometimes in some places, this water is potable. After working the adjacent land, the farmers used to fetch water from this area. They used to drink it. It doesn't matter. But when decomposition is not there, it will become toxicity. The toxins, the poison level is increasing. Right, sir? The poison level is increasing. The same suits for life. Okay. If you are consuming something, you have to burn it out. If you are eating something, we have to burn it out. That thing happened some decades, say I can tell some 6 or 10 decades before, that was the condition. People used to eat and they will burn their energy by doing some physical work. There was no diseases. There was something called as diabetes. Say some 100 years back, say some 70 years back, we couldn't hear diabetic condition. So some 30 years before, some 3 decades, some 5-6 decades, very rarely we used to hear something about diabetic situation. Now a child is born with diabetic syndrome. Understand, sir? So these are some philosophy about the science, sir. Science and life. Protection and consumption should be in hand in hand. Okay, the same thing. Why we are meeting with more of diseases? Okay, when you are stressed out, you should feel happy by some other activity. At least laugh with your friends. Always don't be a bookworm. Understand, sir? So you can learn, you can toil. By the same time, you need a good friend to vent out your stress, sir. Otherwise, it will create new disorder within you. Schizophrenia is coming, right, sir? Okay, so here come to the subject, sir. Here, toxins will be increasing, that we will discuss. So now you have it in mind, littoral zone, that is the adjacent area, and limentic zone, that is the open water area. The area of aquatic ecosystem which is facing the atmosphere very directly, sunlight. Okay, the open water area, I can tell it is the large area of the open area of the aquatic ecosystem. Now, see here, sir, littoral zone. So I told, Algae will be present up to a particular zone up to which sunlight will penetrate. This is called as photic zone, right, sir? So sunlight is present up to this photic zone, and this is called as zone of protection. Below this limit, I can't witness what, sir? Production activity, because sunlight is absent here. Here it is aphotic zone. So aphotic zone is zone of what, sir? Decomposition. Okay. Here there is a word thermocline, sir. What is thermocline? What is halocline? Have you read this stuffs in geography? Have your geography done, classes are done, sir? Can someone tell what is thermocline? Yes, Pankaj. Then tell me what is thermocline. Then what is halocline? What is halocline? What is thermocline? Anyone? Thermocline is a range beyond which temperature falls rapidly. Very good, very good. Then what about this halocline? Halo means salinity. Thank you, Pankaj. Okay. Thermo means temperature. Suddenly there will be a temperature fall. Okay, this is not a bigger science. Okay, even if you go for ocean water, sea, or else a large voluminous lake or pond, if you or else well, if you are diving into a well, okay, suddenly there will be, you will feel more chillness, because up to which where sunlight is there, you can feel the warmthness. Below this level, there will be a sudden fall. Halocline, where salinity increases. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Halo means salinity. So, if you are going, when the depth of a particular aquatic ecosystem is increasing, thermocline, the temperature will be decreasing or increasing, sir. When the depth is increasing, what about the fate of the temperature? Whether the temperature will increase or decrease. If I'm going deeper inside, the temperature will decrease. Right, sir? Inversely proportional. Temperature will, the direct proportion, right? As depth increases, temperature will decreases. I have to tell inversely or directly, sir. It is inversely. Okay, with increase in depth, temperature will decrease. Whereas, if you apply salinity, if I'm taking a glass of water, sir, you are adding some salt pellets in that. Finally, when the salt get dissolved, after some time, you can find that there will be settlement of the salt at the base of the glass. Okay, sir. Even if you take sugar, sir, if you add some tablespoons of sugar inside, okay, after some time period, after dissolving time period, you can see some finer granule settlement at the bottom, right, sir? So the opposite takes place in halocline condition. It is nothing but salt content, the salinity. So salt will get dissolved and it will get deposited at the lower area. So obviously, when the depth increases, salinity also increases. Do you accept, sir? As depth increases, salinity also increases. Any confusions? Can we proceed? Yes, sir. Okay, then we proceed. So see here, sir, you answered about eutrophication. I told we have discussed many things about eutrophication, but what is U, sir? U means true, that we discussed about eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Tropic means energy, a real energy level, a complete energy level, a fullest energy level. When this is attained, this condition is called as eutrophication. Generally, eutrophication may take place even naturally. Whenever there is a forest fire, okay, the burned biomass that will be added into some other area, okay, that will be reaching and falling this area, in this area. So whenever there is a flooded condition in a forest, adjacent to this lake, I have a forest. Okay, out of flood, the minerals will be washed off and the minerals will find a place and they will get dissolved again. These are some of the ways of natural eutrophication. But here, We are concerned about cultural eutrophication. Okay, sir. What is cultural? I'm not speaking about natural. Natural is minuscule. If naturally something is happened, it will correct by itself. But we are concerned about cultural eutrophication. Then I'm asking, what is cultural? Someone tell me, sir, what is cultural, sir? What is cultural eutrophication? Effluent from factories. Yeah, that is one of the factor. That is one of human aided. Fine, nice answer for this. It is anthropogenic, human induced. Okay, because of we people, anthropogenic. That is anthropology, right, sir? Studying about human races, that is called as anthropology. So here, anthropogenic, human induced factors because of human actions. So cultural eutrophication can be otherwise called as even as anthropogenic eutrophication, human induced eutrophication. Here say naturally we are not, agriculture itself is an artificial ecosystem. Okay, since I'm doing agriculture, even if I'm doing organic agriculture, I can't tell that it is nature way of living. These things we'll discuss in later classes, sir. So if I'm doing agriculture, obviously it is a natural ecosystem only, because before this agricultural land, this land might be occupied by some forest area, some forest cover, right, sir? I have to since you are in Assam, I'm taking the live example there, sir. Here in Assam, you had something called as thrash and burn cultivation. That is always called as zoom cultivation, right, sir? Slash and burn, thrash and burn. Okay, zoom cultivation. These are the conventional form of cultivation which was followed by tribal persons of northeastern areas. Okay, we'll speak about the reality of this cultivation, the story, and other steps while we are discussing about agriculture. But previously, I can tell this area was under forest, right, sir? Now we have removed that. We have felled the tree. This is technical word for clearing the trees. Felling, clear felling. Felling means removal of tree from the place. Cutting of tree is partial felling. Complete removal is called as clear felling. Not feeling, sir. Don't add a E to this, sir. If you add one more E, the meaning will change. It is felling, clear felling. So previously this area, can I tell out of climax community there was an ecosystem here? In the march of succession, there might be a climax community. Now for my need, I need paddy. Okay, I need some other minor millet. I need some other crop. I have to plant tea. Okay, I don't want a forest here. It is my greed. Okay, or else for my need even paddy. I find that it is a stable food. I will clearly fill this forest and this area will be transformed as agriculture land. Now, can I tell it is an artificial ecosystem, sir? Whatever agricultural land we are having, even though if you are doing organic agriculture, it is not a natural ecosystem, it is an artificial ecosystem only. This clarity is needed, sir. So wherever human being is present, okay, if we are doing something commercially for our need, even that will become what, sir? Yeah, artificial ecosystem. So now come to the point. Is it is okay, sir? Are you clear with what I'm telling? Shall I proceed, sir? Yes, sir. Okay. So out of these reasons, we have various land adjacent to a pond, right, sir? Adjacent to a lake, there will be various land area. That is the beauty of India. That is pity of India, that we have fragmented agriculture land. Okay, we have more of small farmers and marginal farmers compared to big farmers. Whereas if you go for Western countries, if you go for US, so some 250 acres, a individual farmer will be having thousand of acres. Okay, more than 200 acres. A single farmer, individual farmer will be having. So see, in India, the pitiful thing is, if 20 hectares is there, some 200 landholders will be there, sir. After the father death, if he has 4 sons, the 2-acre land have to be splitted equally for 4 sons. In this manner, as ancestral property, already we have small land. That small land again it is made into pieces, right, sir? Fragmentation, land is getting fragmented. This prolongs. Okay, this is one of the beautiful thing in India, right? So that we can't think about mechanized farming and other stuffs. For exam's sake, I'm speaking, sir. These are the reasons. Okay, mechanized farming will not be that much easy in India as like in Western countries, right? So here, see, among these beautiful condition, I am having what, sir? I am having 1 acre of land, or else I can tell I have some 4 acres, 2 acres of land I have among these competing fellows. So whatever he is doing, I am forced to raise the same problem, because then only we all can form as an association, we can sell the produce to the market, right, sir? So here a small landowner, he can't do his farming out of his own will. He is forced by the market action. And again, so say a competing fellow who is having 1 acre adjacent to me. Understand, sir? These are not jokes, sir. These are the real things what is happening. Adjacent to me, 1 acre wala is there. Okay. He was informed by a fellow folk, a thinker. He is advising him. So instead of applying fertilizers 4 times, if you apply 5 times, increasing the dosages, you will get the multifold result. This was the advice given by his friend to this 1 acre fellow. So I will become jealous after seeing him, and I used to go to apply for the same dosage followed by him. As we do, sir, even in aspirant, civil service aspirant, if some fellow is richer, okay, he will be richer and he can afford more of magazines for an individual subject. Okay, he will buy all of the magazines which is available for current affairs from the market. Okay, some other fellow will emulate the same fellow and he even buy all the magazines competing with him, but he doesn't know the fact that the first fellow didn't even read a single page. If an adjacent fellow, if my nearby fellow is doing, I will emulate the same thing without knowing what is the purpose. Understand, sir? But that is not needed at all. It is waste of money, waste of time. Okay, entire thing is wasted. Simply, if you are updated with what day-to-day happenings, if you are following a single newspaper, that is more than sufficient. If you have your personal notes, that is more than sufficient. Current affairs will be the same thing. No one can change the current affairs, sir. This is a simple logic. If we know that, there is no need to spend. So this happens because these type of jealous things, and these excessively applied fertilizer will be of no use for the plants. So when irrigation is done, when there is a flooded condition, these waters will come from this land mass, agriculture land, and find a place, adding more of the nutrients into the what's a aquatic ecosystem. Previously, before this action, this aquatic ecosystem was viable. It was stable because some production activity is going on. Algae is present. The algae is being consumed by what, sir? The fish species. Once the algae level is reducing, cell division of algae will be very much higher and it starts dividing dramatically. Again, algae will be produced. So production phase is met out by the consumption phase, and finally decomposition phase is also going in hand, and this system was viable. Now a excessively added nutrient from my external source is entering. The words what I uttered is important, sir. External excessive nutrient entry into an aquatic ecosystem. Understood, sir? It is not present thyself. Okay. So it is not present inside this aquatic ecosystem. The nutrient, what I'm speaking of, it is coming from outside source, anthropogenic activities. It finds a place reaching this aquatic ecosystem. So when the nutrients is higher, what happens, sir? Algae will starts blooming much more, and algal bloom will happen. Sir, excuse me. Just a minute, sir. Just a minute. Are you there, sir? Taba. Yes, Taba. Do you need a break, man? What's the time now? Benita, do you need a break? Okay, then we proceed. Okay, at
No,
least
sir.
we finish the area. Okay, okay, okay. So see here, due to excessive nutrient addition, the algae will start consuming luxuriously, and the algae will bloom. The first phase, algae will cover the entire area, sir. You see in this area, sir, in the right side figure, this is algal, the person who is holding this. Okay, this is algal bloom. So this will cover the entire area. We can't even see the water. Only we can, as like a green blanket, we can see. Right? What happens now, sir? So previously, before the entry of this nutrient, the area was like this, clear like this. Sunlight penetrated easily. Right, sir? Photosynthetic phase was happening. All of the organisms were thriving happily. So very first thing is, after algal bloom, the entry of sunlight will be cut off. This is the first point. The entry of sunlight will be cut off. What is the fate of this, sir? Sir, I don't need sunlight for the photosynthetic activity, because already there is much of photosynthetic activity. Out of the same thing only, there was algal bloom. Then why do I need sunlight, sir, to enter inside? Can someone answer my question? The first thing is happening, that is the entry of sunlight is cut off after algal bloom in cultural eutrophication. I am asking you a question, whether the entry of sunlight is needed or not. Needed, yes. For what, Megha? For what it is needed? For what this oxygen is needed, right? So we don't take any toughness to breathe, right? We are respiring because atmospheric oxygen is available in ample amount. 21% is present there. Okay, our lungs can purify whatever unwanted gases entering, but these aquatic organisms, they are dependent upon what's dissolved atmospheric oxygen. When the area is open, when the sunlight enters, then only oxygen present in the atmosphere, they can find a place into water and they can get dissolved here. So when this thing is happening, what's that? Algal bloom is happening. Sunlight can't enter inside. So atmospheric oxygen can't enter inside. So I can tell that 50 people's been locked in a room without oxygen. That is the condition for all of the fish species or whatever, even if a single cell organism, if it is going to do some aerobic respiration, the fate of each and every organism present here will be a question mark, and they will be struggling, they will be choking, there will be suffocation. Because there is a green blanket cover, sir. A sluggy thick green cover is there. Atmospheric oxygen entry is cut off. So with the limited availability of oxygen only, whatever organism which is doing, I told, one more point I told, even in class I do remember, what is the level of oxygen present in the dissolved water, sir? Whether it will be higher than atmospheric oxygen or it will be lesser than atmospheric oxygen. Lower, Pankaj, right? How much time lower? It will be lower 100 to 150 times. Imagine, sir, if I have Okay, compared to atmospheric oxygen, the oxygen level in an dissolved water is, that is an aquatic ecosystem, that it may be any aquatic ecosystem, the water oxygen level is less than 100 to 150 times. That's why fish used to keep on opening its mouth to take water inside, right, sir? So that in each and every gulp it is taking oxygen, dissolved oxygen. Breathing is continuous, right, sir? There. So this limited oxygen even is cut off. So with the available lesser availability of oxygen only, or the organism will thrive. Now the BOD, biological oxygen demand, whatever biological organism is there, biological organism, their oxygen demand is increasing, right, sir? Can I tell like this, sir? Biological oxygen demand for various organisms is increasing. All of the organisms have to thrive with the limited oxygen, so the demand is increasing. They will compete with each other. Suddenly, at one point of time, the entire oxygen present here will be completely utilized, and death of organism will be witnessed. Now, if you have a close watch here, you can find death of species, fish species. They will be floating along with the in the topmost layer. Understand, sir? Now, when there is a closed system, that's why our mind should be open. If I'm closed, I'm worried about some stuffs. Okay, sir. Our brain will not produce some neurotransmitter like dopamine, right, sir? When you're free of thoughts, okay, when you're free, when you are filled with thoughts and free of thoughts, then it will be of icing on the cake. Until writing mains examination, if you are stressed of reading something, your original flow will not come, sir. Understand, sir? So here dumping is taking place, so everything is closed. So here then the water will become a toxin. BOD will increase sudden death of organism. What happens, sir? Now the organism present, the entire organism is dead now. Still there is water. It is a waterlogged condition now. Can I tell like this, sir? The action of sunlight will be continuing. Still sunlight activity is continuing. Only thing is atmospheric oxygen is not getting entered here, but the scorching effect of sunlight will be happening. So can I tell evapotranspiration? So evaporation will be taking place even after the death of the organism, floating of organism, but water will be evaporated. See the beauty of nature, sir. This is a toxin. After evaporation, the water vapor will be purified form only. This thing only we are getting as rainfall, right? So even in this poisonous ecosystem, by the effect of sunlight, from these toxins, water vapor will emerge. This will be purified form of water, sir. Sir, can you understand what I'm speaking? Okay. Now tell me, previously we had water level up to this level. After eutrophication, over a period of time, the water level will decrease to a particular, over a period of time, water level will decrease. At one point of time, the water level will be completely dried off by the sunlight, and I can find some peel off, some exfoliation of these left out materials. Right, sir? Now, these materials which were toxins, as like this algae, neurotoxins, they will produce neurotoxins. If a cattle is feeding this water, if a cattle is drinking this water, okay, already whatever organism present inside, their fat is gone. If a cattle out of thirstness in some area, if there is no algal bloom, if it is finding that place and if it is drinking this water, it will take the neurotoxins. It will be behaving in a mad manner. Sometimes it will kill the cattle even. Yes, Pankaj. Okay. Sir, these things did we discuss in classes? I heard some new students are there. That's why I'm detailing this. Okay, fine. Okay. I heard, sir, some new students have joined. For them, I have to detail, right, sir? So what I was speaking, sir? What I was telling? Okay. decomposition rate. At final point, now tell me, sir, what is the final effect of eutrophication? These many ill effects we have discussed. What is the final effect of eutrophication? End result of eutrophication. At last, conversion of productive ecosystem into unproductive ecosystem. Right? That is the action what you are telling Pankaj. Okay, it will be a wasteland. Okay, a productive ecosystem is converted to a wasteland. Okay, that's all, sir. This is about eutrophication. I'm taking some more time because I have to detail to the new students. If you are aware, I have not seen them. If you are aware, let me proceed faster, sir. Okay. So this is about biomagnification. In one word, increase in level of concentration of chemical. These are the keywords, sir. Increase in level of the concentration of chemical when it is moving from one trophic level to another trophic level. Okay, when I'm moving from lower trophic level to another trophic level, the concentration of the chemical is getting magnified. That is magnification. So the topmost predator, which is consuming the higher magnified poison, it will die. Okay, this is biomagnification. We have some vulture population removal in India because of this biomagnification. We used diclofenac for cattle as a painkiller that proved fatal for this organisms. Can we get into the aquatic ecosystems? Any doubts? Do you have any doubts? Shall we proceed with aquatic ecosystem? Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. No, sir. What, Pankaj? I asked, shall I get into aquatic ecosystem? No doubt, sir. Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, sir, fine. These are some of the easiest area, aquatic ecosystem, but for equally important for prelims as well as mains, sir. Okay, we'll be seeing something about mangroves now. So mangroves, what is mangroves, sir? So as I told, these are tree species which are going in the littoral zone. The first point is they will grow in littoral area only. Mostly. There are some exceptions. Will come. What are the exceptions? It is littoral zone. Okay. Grows in ecotone area, right, Pankaj? It will grow in ecotone area. So obviously, if it is growing in an ecotone area, the biodiversity will be higher. It has to support more of organisms, right? So coming specifically about mangroves, see in the image, these are some of the examples of mangrove tree species. They are, can I tell they are halophytes? They are halophytes. We have discussed what is halophyte. Halo means saline resistant crops. They are saline resistant crops, littoral zone, and one more criteria is there. Okay, they will be confined only in tropical and subtropical area. That's all, sir. They are confined in tropical and subtropical zone. Why? There is a reason why they are confined to tropical and subtropical zones. Okay, they are saline resistant, littoral, tropical and subtropical growing tree species. Okay, so these mangroves, they act as the first line of defense if there is a tsunami. So wherever mangroves is present, they will catch the vast energy carried out at the time of tsunami. Okay, sir. By this way, they will safeguard us human beings. They are very, very important in disaster management. Naturally, they are formed. Okay. So what is a mangrove, sir? Here, someone told it is a ecotone growing in ecotone zone. So here, continuously, water will be washed off from the seawater. There will be even some river water will be bringing some sediments in this area. Without river even, wherever there is ocean water, I'm having some terrestrial area here. Okay, ocean action is there. Here I will have what's that? A mangrove tree. It is a terrestrial ecosystem and this is aquatic ecosystem. And again here it is a freshwater aquatic ecosystem. It is a marine water aquatic ecosystem. So this intermediate zone, I can find what's a mangrove. And one more condition is wherever sediment deposit is higher, that sediment deposition is needed. That is a prerequisite for mangrove for its survival. You see in this image, sir, these are nothing but the sand which is brought by ocean action. You see in this figure, sir, these are the sediments which is brought by the river action. Understand? By any means, it doesn't matter by what means, but by water action, there should be some sediment deposits for mangrove to live upon. It acts as a platform, right, sir? Then what else, sir? So here, the salinity, what would be the salinity of the mangroves water area, sir? Excuse me. What is the salinity level, sir? What would be the salinity? Can any guesses? Any guesses is there, sir? Higher. Nice, Daba. Higher, right? Then, sir, we have seen about low tick, lentic, freshwater, brackish, right? At least you can tell it is brackish, right? 5 to 35. It is an intermediate range. It will be intermediate range. If it is above 35, obviously it will become marine. But this is a brackish ecosystem. Since it's a ecotone, right, sir? Here, throughout the year, they have to withstand the salinity action. You think about the normal trees which is present in our area, sir. Are they subjected to saltwater condition? For irrigation, even you are assuring fresh water. You are assuring pond water. You are assuring well water. Okay, the salinity level should not be higher for irrigation of plants or trees or anything it may be in our common area. We are not supposed to irrigate with salt content higher. Then the plant will die. This is common for our terrestrial plant species. But for these intermediate fellows, they have the capacity, these are exception, they have the capacity to overcome the salinity. And again, I told continuous wave action is there, right, sir? Continuous wave action, if a tree is growing in this area, mangrove tree is growing in this area, the wave will come and hit continuously without any rest. Right, sir? Is it is possible for the tree to withstand in this stubble condition? To overcome these conditions, they need some modification. Now we'll get into the modification, right, sir? One primary thing about the roots. In this diagram, you see, sir, I told always there is stagnation of water. So you see in a normal terrestrial area, in a tree, okay, below the tree, the roots will penetrate inside. Okay, I can with my bare hand even, I can take the soil present in this area, I can pick the soil with my bare hand. It means that the soil is not that much compact. If the soil is that much compact, then it means that, what is the inference, sir? If the soil is compact here, then what is the inference? What is cut off? If soil is compact here, this is inference, sir. You tell me, sir. I am telling underneath the tree where the root zone is present, the soil is not compact. It's not compact. But in this area, if I'm telling that it is completely compact, then what is the inference you can derive? What will be the effect? Sir, someone, sir, make it faster, sir. Humus is low. Then yeah, that is one of the inference. Yeah, if humus is present, it will be somewhat towards slimy. At least some slimy condition, some viscous condition will be, some binding activity will be there in humus. If humus is present, nice inference, sir. Then, sir. So if there is a compactness of soil, I can tell soil atmosphere water holding property low. Okay, sir. Water holding property is low. Then the primary thing is aeration is cut off. Again, here also for respiration of the root, atmospheric air has to enter into the soil. I asked this question because we discussed something about what is the composition of soil yesterday, right, sir? What is 50, which makes 50% of soil, sir? Which makes 50% of soil faster, sir? Which makes 50% of soil? Weather material from parent rock, nothing. And no, sir, no, sir. It's not like that. 50% is pore space. Did I told yesterday, sir? While discussing soil, yes, Sneha, it is pore space. So pore space, it is nothing but void. It is nothing. Nothingness makes soil. Emptiness, right, sir? So the soil particles, that is 45%. The individual particles is 45%, whereas the gap between this is 50%. And remaining 5% only is organic matter, OM, right, sir? So soil need aeration for growth of the plant, for respiration of plant through the roots. So roots even respire. If you take mango, sir, if you take any fruit, if you ripen at your home in a vessel, you can find that after 2 or 3 days, if you feel the outer skin, if you touch the outer skin, you can find the moisture present over the outer layer of any plant product. That may be a fruit or vegetable. If you touch, you can find some water droplets. It is an indication that still that particular product is alive. It is breathing. It is respiring, right, sir? So aeration is the fundamental thing through pore space for tree aeration or plant aeration or vegetation aeration, right, sir? So compaction cut off this. Here, see here in this where I'm pointing now, sir. The water is stagnant. The root is present deep inside. Whether water there is no way that it is somewhat what, sir? It is mixed. It is turbid. Under this condition, aeration, atmospheric aeration is not possible, sir. Again, salinity is higher. So the very fundamental for the survival of the tree is question mark. To overcome this, they have a root modification. This is the only exceptional root in the world which is growing against gravity. Rest of the roots of the tree will grow towards gravity, right, sir? If you see this root, it is growing towards the gravity. That is a root, right? So you see in a root of a terrestrial tree, the root will grow towards the gravity. Trunk will grow against the gravity. This is a common feature, right, sir? But as like a trunk, to overcome the aeration problem, to overcome the respiration problem, these mangrove tree species, they will, what, sir? They will get emerged some specialized breathing roots, which is growing against the gravity. They are called as pneumatophores, right, sir? So this is very important. What is the name of that roots? Pneumatophores. What is pneumatophores? What is pneumato, sir? Anything? What is etymology about what is pneumato? Pneumatics. Any idea about the word pneumato? You find it out, sir. That tells the answer. Okay, so have it in mind. To overcome respiratory issue, some aerial respiratory roots are present. It will emerge some aerial respiratory roots, that is called as, technically it is called as pneumatophores. Now the respiration problem is over. But what about the stability of the tree, sir? I told wave action is there. Sir, is it clear what I'm speaking? Sir, is it clear, sir?
Yes, sir. It's clear, sir.
Yes. Thank you. So first issue is over. That is respiration is over. Now the withstanding capacity of the tree is a question mark. Out of wave action, out of wind action, continuous water action is there. Now the tree is subjected to continuous wave action. To overcome this, some more extra anchorage is needed, sir. Simple normal roots is not sufficient, otherwise it will fall. So they will start spreading some roots will emerge from the branches as like a banyan tree. You see in this diagram, sir. You see in this diagram, from the branches, some roots will emerge vertically and it will penetrate deep inside. Okay, sir. They will develop vertically and they will penetrate deep inside. See, if there is a tree, I'm drawing separately. From the branches, roots will grow like this and they will penetrate inside the water throughout in a circular fashion. I can tell these are extra anchorage. These roots are extra anchorage and these roots are called as prop roots. What's that? Prop roots. As like banyan, even in banyan tree, it is called as prop roots only. So in mangrove, there is extra anchorage roots that is called as prop roots, PROP. It is the only negative geographic roots are pneumatophores, but rest of the roots are positive geographic only. So again, this particular prop root is not sufficient for anchorage, sir. Some more anchorage is present, is needed. Okay, so I can't tell that in a particular single tree, all of these modifications will be present. If a statement is given like this, it is wrong. A mangrove may have 1 or 2 or 3 or modification, like that's all. It's not a condition that for its survival, a mangrove tree should need all of this modification. You see in this tree, sir, it is some other species. It is not the same mangrove species what it is seen in the third diagram, right, sir? In second diagram, it is a different kind of mangrove tree, sir. We have various species: Rhizophora, Abyssinia, Eritrea, Brugueria, right, sir? Sundari trees. There are various species of mangroves, sir. Okay, each and every individual mangrove tree has its own set of modification, not all set of modifications. Right, sir? It is very important, sir. So here, instead of pneumatophores, prop roots, you see from the main branch, or else from the main trunk. This is the main trunk. From the main trunk, in a lateral fashion, right, sir? In a lateral fashion, from the main trunk, in a lateral fashion, some roots are emerging. This is also an anchorage roots only. As like prop roots, which is for extra anchorage, this fellow is also for extra anchorage. But the main difference here is, here it emerges from the main trunk in a lateral fashion. These roots are called as stilt roots. Stilt, S-T-I-L-T. Understood, sir? So these are the root modifications, sir. Now, sir, now next modification. So here there is a connection between mangroves and human beings or all other animals. How there is a connection between a plant and an animal, a human and a tree. Okay, we have more connection with the mangrove, right, sir? So here something, it is called as viviparity. I'll come to this point after finishing this concept of coppiecing. Okay, sir. This is somewhat of philosophical science, sir. This is a proof. This is the connection between we and this fellow. Then what is coppiecing, sir? Sir, have we discussed coppiecing in our classes, sir, previously? Did I told something about coppiecing in offline classes? Okay, Taba. Okay, so see, coppiecing, I told wave action is more in case of mangroves. Say if there is a tsunami. When tsunami happened, it happened, right, sir? In Tamil Nadu, in Nagapattinam district, right? In that area, the most of the shock was beared by these mangroves, and the mangrove trees were cut off. In some area, the mangrove trees from in the main trunk was cut off in half portion. Okay, so leaving it removed the top layer. Only the main trunk is left out. See here, the main trunk is left out. The upper part has been cut off, maybe out of tsunami, right, sir? So under this condition, the tree will be without the top canopy, only with the basement. Are you getting me, sir? The top area will be squared off, will be cut off by the wave action at the extreme stages, tsunami like that. Under this condition, who is going to plant, regrowth this mangroves in oceans or seas? In the littoral area, it is not even thinkable. So here also, the nature has gifted, it has enhanced the survival mechanism of mangroves by the methodology called as coppiecing. That is, what is coppicing? When the main trunk is cut off. Okay, see, when the main trunk, see here, the wave action cuts off the tree like up to this area. So this area will be taken off by the ocean again. The sea will take off this area. Now, the main trunk only will be left off. The root will be anchored inside. Maybe even still root will be anchored. If in some cases, you think of prop roots will be hanging like this, sir, without any hold. It will be present deep rooted, but the topmost canopy has been cut off. So from this area, now I can see the prop roots in a cut off fashion facing the atmosphere like this. Understood? So who is going to regrow this? Here comes something called as coppicing. When the main trunk is cut off, this is the main trunk of the tree. When the main trunk is cut off, new shoots emerge from this cut off portion. This is called as offshoots. This is called as some offshoots. When the main trunk is cut off, it may be of any action. Even if I'm going to cut the tree, even if I cut the tree, new offshoots will emerge. Okay, from this, the plant will emerge once again. The tree will emerge once again, and the survival is withstood. Understand, sir? This is coppicing, sir. These are some of the survival mechanism. Have you ever seen in local area? Can you give some other examples for coppicing, sir? In your area, have you seen, witnessed this particular principle in any other plant species? When you cut the main trunk, it will re-emerge. Anyone, sir? Any other examples? Yes, sir. I'm asking any other examples, sir. Have you seen? Then tell me what is the plant name where you have witnessed this coppicing. Both the trees. Okay. Drumstick, sir. Sugar cane. Banana. Okay, just have it in your mind. You may get figured in examinations. Drumstick, banana. Okay, sugar cane. In case of sugar cane, even it is called as rattooning. This process is called as rattoon. It was a mains question once. Rattooning. That is, instead of planting again and again from the main plant, when the main plant is harvested, okay, it will be cut off. New offshoots will emerge from this. In this manner, sugar can be raised for 3 years, sir. If I plant for one time, I can get crop without replantation for 3 or 4 or 5 years, any number of years. That process is called as rattooning. This is commercially used in sugar cane. That's why they are asking in mates. Commercially, this process is important. So coppicing is one kind of rattooning which is taking place naturally in mangroves for survival mechanism. Sir, most of the plant can do not like that, sir. Sir, if the photosynthetic part is cut off in most of the plant, it can't survive, right, sir? So see, if my hand is, what do you call this, sir, is removed off, it is cut off, I can survive. If my upper part is cut off here, how come I can survive, sir? I can climb, I have lower body, I can't tell like that. Okay, so the vital action is photosynthetic action in case of what, sir? In case of vegetation or plant species. Even the vegetation part, even that vegetative part is cut off, it has some survival mechanism. The cell is engineered in such a manner that is not present in animal. Okay, in animals, it is for a limited extent. If you see lizard, if the tail is squared off, it can survive. That happens in cockroach. A cockroach can live even without head for particular days. It indicates that cockroach was our senior in evolution. That's why cockroach can witness or indicate earthquake. When a cockroach is restless, if you find cockroach restlessness, then it indicates earthquake. So as it is clear, sir, coppicing. So the last one about the modification, it is called as viviparity. What is viviparity? Sir, there are two ways of giving birth, sir. That may be in animals. There are two ways of giving birth. One is called as oviparity. OVI. oviparity. So oviparity, O comes, that is those animals which will give by egg laying as a birth methodology. Okay, egg laying. And this is giving birth to young ones. This is egg laying organisms are called as oviparity and giving birth as like we humans do. Okay, delivery. Viviparity. Here also it is called as viviparity. So I told it is in stagnant water. Mangroves is present in stagnant water. So if there is a fruit, if it matures, if the seed has to fall in the stagnant water, which is high saline content. When there is high saline condition, a burning effect will be happening and the seed propagule will not germinate. Right, sir? The seed propagule will not germinate, sir. So say, that is the reason, sir, can we get a break for a while? Taba, the class is up to 12 o'clock only, Taba. So now it is 11:40. So 15 more minutes. Can we proceed, Taba? Just 15 more minutes. Yeah. Yeah, you reminded me it is 11:30, but the class is for 2 hours only. Yes, sir. Yes. What I was speaking, man. Viviparity, right? So after the maturity, the seed has to fall and reach this area only. But yes, Taba, if it is up to 1:15, I went off now. Okay, even I can't bear longer as man. Yes. Okay. So see here. So to overcome this, you see this mother plant, the mother plant, it has it will doesn't allow the matured seed to reach the earth surface, to reach the stagnant halophytic water. Instead of this condition, they will hold the young ones for a particular time period, sir. This is a bigger philosophy, sir. As like we are having gestational period. We are there for 9 months in our mother's womb. After that, when the baby is fully developed, then only the baby will give impulse. We have discussed. It is called as fetal impulse. After fetal impulse is being received by the mom, then only oxytocin will be produced by mom. Synchronously, this thing will happen and the baby will be delivered. This particular action is called as parturition, right? This particular action is called as parturition. That is nothing but delivery process. Parturition. You apply the same thing. Okay, here also, the mangrove mother tree feels that it is not safe for the baby to reach as like mango tree or anything else because the condition is not comfortable. It is high saline condition. Survival will be a question mark and survival will not be even thinkable. So as like a gestation for a particular gestation time period, it will hold and the plant from the seed will emerge like this for a short time period. When it can withstand, okay, when a condition emerges that now it is free to withstand the salinity, then only it will get dropped off. And how the tree will know that this is the time period that my young one has, that his young one or her young one has reached the maturity level to survive individually, and how they will think and how they will let it off, sir? Can anyone answer, sir? We are telling that we are having consciousness. Out of our consciousness only, out of your consciousness only, you ask the break now, thinking that it is 1:15. Now, if it is 10 minutes more, we left off the break. So that this action, this interaction is because of our consciousness, because of our senses. But do these trees have senses, sir? So they are holding, they are not allowing the young ones to directly to reach the soil. Instead of that, what are they doing, sir? As like a woman, she is holding its young one. That is gestational period. Now I'm asking a question. This is not a science question, sir, but this is the actual science. Who will indicate the tree and how it will release the young ones. You can see the figure and you can answer now, sir. This is inference, sir. This logical inference is needed for CSAT. Not only for CSAT, throughout the journey of your civil services examination until you reach what you call this interview process. So who will tell, who will indicate, and how this particular happening is taking place? Pankaj. I told these stuffs you can read from your book itself, sir. What is viviparity? Giving birth to young one. This will be the one-liner. Giving birth to young ones still attached to the mother plant. This is viviparity, one-liner. But what is the value behind that? Anyone, sir? Environmental condition. I'm asking. It is about senses. So a baby is growing inside the mother swarm. After 9 months, who is deciding to come outside? Whether it is a natural period, natural action that after the completion of the gestation, the baby will come outside by thyself. It varies with woman to woman, right, sir? The doctor will give a particular date, but it will not happen exactly when the baby feels that I'm matured enough. It will give a fetal impulse, and the fetus the mother, her brain, her pituitary will indicate that to release what's her oxytocin, uterine relaxation hormone, contraction hormone. Now the baby will be expelled. These many processes undergone in a human being. What is the fate? This is like developing a baby, sir. The baby is growing here. Just the difference, it is a plant. Yeah, it is the baby who decides. Not only baby, Pankaj, the baby decides at the initial stage. It gives impulse that is called as fetal impulse. Along with that, mom impulse is needed. That is by means of release of a hormone that is called as oxytocin. Whether the same phenomena here also the baby is growing, whether as like senses acts in human being, whether senses acts in what's that? Plants. That is my question. When to release and how to release the matured one, smaller young one, tender one, which is, and when the mother likewise, like this seed is developing, n number of seeds will be simultaneously beared by these mangrove trees, right, sir? And again, various stage of maturity will be there. So now only it is a seed is emerging here. A sapling will be in smaller size, whereas here it has grown bigger. Now this will be reaching the earth and they will be growing in the stagnant water. I'm asking, are you getting my question or not, sir? Guys, are you clear what I'm asking now? And then answer, Benita. I'm asking you guys a question, how this is happening. Whether plants have senses. So a mother will bear, at least understand the question, but no idea, sir. Okay. So a mother in human being, she may be bearing a single child or else a twin. Or else a twin. That's all. That is her limit. Okay. Whereas generally speaking, I'm speaking generally, but this tree, it is bearing many number of young ones. We can't even count. And various young ones are at various stages of growth stage, right, sir? How they can create impulse, right, sir? Here comes as like a mother develops some hormone that is called as oxytocin after the maturity of the baby. Here something called as abscisic acid. Abscission. That's what I asked yesterday. Okay, premature fall. We told deciduous forest, right, sir? Sir, these are the logical derivations we can take, sir. We discussed something about deciduous forest. Who told? Did I intimated the tree? So the winter is going to approach. You can't bear with this. You can't survive with these many leaves. If you are holding these many leaves, Sunlight will not be available and you will die. Don't hold all of these green leaves. Simply shed it off. Whether the nature is giving any intimation, any order, the plant, it will decide. That is the sense of nature. The plant itself will sense that winter is going to approach. So if we have these many leaves, sunlight will not be ample. We can't do photosynthesis. Better we will shed it off. So how do it shed? By production of something called as abscisic acid, ABA. Have it in mind, sir. Abscisic acid. It is technically ABA. Sorry, why it's moving? ABA. This is nothing but abscisic acid, and this action is called as abscission. Abscission. Abscission means setting or leaving off some of the plant or any part before maturity. Understand, sir? So in deciduous forest, even if you go to the figure, right? Okay, before maturity, it will shed it off. See in this diagram, sir. So these are the entirely matured. Before matured thing, they will shed it off. This is not, it doesn't mean that the lifespan of the tree is getting completed by this time period. Still it has lifespan. It is going to live for 50 years or so, prolonged years. Before that, it will shed the leaf. But the death is complete shedding of leaves, and there won't be any re-emergence. Right, sir? The same thing happens here. Here also, abscission is taking place. Abscission, maybe it will be producing abscisic acid. And why I do wonder, sir, how they are that much talented, how they are programmed in such a way, because differential amount of abscisic acid is needed for differential area at differential rate of maturity level. This is wonderful phenomenon, sir. Sir, are you clear now? Are you clear now what I'm speaking?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Abscission, viviparity. By this way, it will survive, sir. And the salinity level is higher, but their fate is they have to utilize their water, that amount of saline water for its transportation. That is whatever food material, whatever nutrients, whatever minerals present, it will be having more of heavy minerals, sir. That is why these trees will be of medicinal properties. The fruits or anything we derive here, it will be having some different principle. It can treat some diseases. So normal trees, the products what we derive from there, it will be of nutritive value, that's all. If I eat a mango, I will get some nutrition, that's all. Okay, if I eat a jackfruit, I will get some minerals, that's all. But these are mangroves, they are transitional zone, they are intermediate zone, they are ecotones. So unthinkable level of nutrients, unthinkable level of heavy minerals, because I told the prerequisite is sediments deposits. If a sediment is getting deposited, obviously heavy minerals will be coming in this area, and they will get rested, and they will be broken up into some microfractions, and these minerals will be again utilized by this plant species, and it will be converted as a product. If I take that product, it will be what, sir? It will be of fulfilling some medicinal values. Okay, sir. And all of these mineral transportation have to be made through water, but the water content is saline. How it can be made, sir? Xylem, that is the water vessel, right, sir? Phloem is conduction of food material. So all of this process has to be made with this saline water. So they have filtration mechanism. They will filter the saline water and they will consume the pure water. Sometimes even salt water will start moving inside the plant, inside the tree. Okay, even though they will filter to a maximum level. That's why if I see a mangrove beneath the leaf, under the leaf, in some mangrove tree species, under the leaf, I can find what, sir? If I find a leaf, below the leaf, I can find some salt crystals. Okay, it is an indication that the tree, this is the inference you can derive, sir. If I'm finding some salt crystals below the leaf, it is an indication, this is an inference that this tree has not purely filtered the salt water. Understood, sir? Since some salt in micro level, in a dissolved form, it is being transferred in the trunk, that is being expelled outside the leaf in the form of salt crystals. These are some of the survival mechanisms, sir. Okay. Any doubts in this adaptive mechanism? Any doubts in these modifications? Can we proceed, sir? Only 2 more minutes, sir. I'll proceed. Yeah. So these mangroves, what are the problems, sir? So benefits, it provides clean water. I can't tell like that it provides clean water. Actually, say, this point has to be viewed in a manner that since sediments are deposited here, sediment recycling is happening here. Even though water is turbid, whatever wastages, so some effluent is reaching that mangrove area. The effluent will be treated by these mangroves. That's why in that parlance only you have to see it as clean water. I can't tell that it is potable there. I can't drink the water present here. But the water is somewhat cleaner. It will treats it. Okay. And again, this is a transitional area. This is a safer area. So most of the organisms come and reside here. It is a harboring place. So I told the reason behind why it is medicinally important, because heavy mineral deposition is there. It has been recycled here. Wood, fuel, honey, right, sir? In case of what you call alcohol, there is one particular species called as Nipah fruticans. We'll discuss it later. Okay, main thing is shoreline protection. If there is no mangrove, the coastal area, the littoral area will not be protected. If tsunami is coming, straight away, if there is a human settlement, we have to directly face it. So the shoreline is stabilized here. The roots will get anchor, and the store is stabilized. For research, education, tourism, and other stuffs, their utility is higher, sir. In all this manner, there are many more benefits we are reaping from mangroves. So that's all, sir. Any doubts do you have in this session, sir? So what are the ecosystem surveys and other stuffs? I stop here, sir. Any doubts do you have? No doubts. No, sir. As of now, no, sir. Okay, sir. Once we come there, we will discuss more, sir. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, sir. Pankaj, I was detailing because I heard some new students joined, right? May know their names, guys. How many of new students have joined there? Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a nice time. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye. Thank you, Benita. Thank you, Benita. Yeah, thank you. Bye. Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you, Sneha. Thank you. Sweetie, bye. Thank you, sweetie. Take care. Bye. I wind up, sir. Thank you, sir.